What's up, guys? We're doing hashtag Ask Andrew Part 4, I believe this is. So we're going to start with some good questions. I just released a video a few days ago, and I have a couple others that I released about a month prior to this. So definitely check those out. Definitely check out my music. Follow me on Instagram at It's Andrew Butcher and all other social medias. All right, so we're going to start this off with a couple questions. So Jacqueline loves MC on Twitter, Char on Twitter, and Jolly Nadia on Twitter. Do you love STSUC? Yes, I do. You guys are all dope. I love all you guys. All right. What is my favorite Shawn Mendes song? There's Nothing Holding Me Back is probably my favorite one. And what is my favorite song at the moment? Oh, man. My favorite song at the moment, probably it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Since it's close to Christmas time, I like to listen to Christmas music, so probably that. From Caitlin, what is something you hold close to your heart? I definitely hold my family and friends close to my heart. They all mean a lot to me, and don't know where I'd be without them. So Savannah Mrs. Harry on Twitter, what's my favorite part of being on boy band? My favorite part, I actually answered this question in a couple other videos, so check those out too, but my favorite part of being on boy band was hanging out with all the guys, being able to spend time with them, and just kind of, getting to hang around with them at the fire, at the pool. It was a lot of fun. So, can you pick my senior yearbook quote? Actually, I do have a funny quote. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. One of my buddies told me that a long time ago. I think it's pretty funny. Will you ever come to Utah to perform? And will I ever tour in Houston? I hope so. I actually did a tour in Houston, what was it, about 5 years ago, with my buddy when we were a duo. But yeah, hopefully sometime I'll be able to come to Utah and Houston. I will be in New York. I'm not really sure on the dates. You can look that. It's actually on my Spotify. So if you go on my Spotify, I will show you the dates that I'm in New York. You guys can go and see that. From Cheyenne on Facebook, what's your favorite song? Or what was my favorite song to perform in a boy band? I answered this one in the last one, but probably, man, it's always a tough one. It's always a tough question to answer. Don't Want to Miss a Thing, probably. Aerosmith, it was a great one. I really like the harmonies in that. It was really cool. What's my favorite Vine? I don't know. It's from Grace on Twitter, but I don't know if I have a favorite Vine, but I have a favorite Viner. I love Lance 210. He's so funny. I actually followed him on Instagram. I watched him chop off his pinky with a sword. He was doing like Fruit Ninja and caught his pinky and kind of tore it off. It's kind of gross. But yeah, Lance 210 is probably my favorite Viner. And they're actually bringing back Vine 2.0, so that'll be really cool. What's one song covered on boy band that you wish you got the opportunity to sing? Oh man, actually Despacito was a really cool one. Despacito was really a really cool song, the way they choreographed it. It was really nice. And I like I think it was The Edge of Glory, where, I'm not sure if it was The Edge of Glory, but they fell back into the crowd. They did it was like the week after I got off the show, but it was really cool. I wish I could have done that. That would have been fun. What's my favorite color? My favorite color, actually, I'm wearing it, turquoise. I like turquoise. Always like turquoise, so. From a text to 33222, if you would have made the band, what would my reaction have been? Well, I mean, I've been super pumped and everything, but as of right now, I'm really happy with what I've got, what I got out of the show, and yeah, so I'm really happy on the road that I'm down right now. Wouldn't have wanted it any other way. From Savannah on Twitter, do you have Christmas PJs? Yes, I do. I have a couple pairs of Christmas PJs. I have one with dogs with the Santa hat on them, and then I have some red ones, like some plaid red ones. I think I have a couple others. I think I have one that has like snowflakes, blue snowflakes on it or something like that. But yeah, I do have some Christmas PJs. They're very comfortable. I actually have a pair upstairs. Will I ever come to St. Louis? Yeah, I hope so. That would be a lot of fun. I really like St. Louis. I like the Arc. I think it's the Arch. I'm not really sure, but it's really, really neat place. It was one of my favorite places. I actually did America's Got Talent there with the band that I used to perform with, and we got to go up in the Arc or Arch, whatever you call it. But it was really cool getting to be there, and we were staying at this really nice hotel. It had like 3 floors that had like all restaurants, and there was like a bunch of elevators and escalators connecting everywhere. And Then the ballpark was right next door. It was like a Hyatt, I think, and it was right across the street from the Arc. I don't know. Have I ever been somewhere else around the world? Yeah, I mean, I've been to other states, but I've also been out of the country. I think only one time. I went to Cancun, Mexico. It was a lot of fun. It was a very, very fun trip. What's my favorite reindeer? Probably Rudolph. The stereotypical favorite one, but his red nose is pretty dope. What's my favorite Christmas present I've ever received? My favorite Christmas present I've ever received was probably my my 6 Series Taylor guitar, my custom Alcoa wood one. I love it, and I actually have the big one and I have the mini one that I bought after it was during boy band, when I got a week to go home, and then I came back, but I bought a guitar in that week, and I have the big one of the Alcoa wood custom edition one, and then I have the little one. So those are my favorite. I'll always stick with the Koa. They sound so cool. Okay, from Carolyn Nichols on Twitter. When will my first album be dropping? So my first album will be dropping like late winter, early spring, hopefully. That's not too descriptive, but I'm hoping to drop it, as soon as I possibly can. I have some really, really, really cool songs, including one that I'm doing with Marcus that I wrote with a buddy of mine named Michael McGregor. But we're dropping that. Marcus is featured on that, so it'll be really cool. Who did I write my song about? Well, every song is different. When you write songs, you write everyone different. But specific ones, like I've written some about like breakups. I've written some about love and life, and I've written some about like, I'm not even sure, like I've written some about breakups, like just life in general, how life is great, how life is good, and I actually wrote a couple about love songs, which I don't have too many love songs. I need to get on that one, but yeah, so everyone's different. I always choose different topics on every song that I write. From Kaylee Breyer on Twitter. What's your favorite thing about being back home in Indiana? I love you so much. Love you too, Kaylee Breyer. But one of my favorite things about being home in Indiana is being able to spend time with friends and family. See my mom and dad, see my dogs, hanging out at home, being able to sit down and actually like watch Netflix and that sort of thing. But definitely just being home in general, laying in my own bed, just it's great. Troy Casino on Twitter. If you could be an opening act for a superstar female artist, who would you choose among the following? Taylor Swift, Beyonce, or Rihanna? Oh, that's a tough one. They're all like huge stars, but if I had to pick one, I would probably say Rihanna. I think she's the most popular right now. She's like really, really amazing, and all her fan base, I feel like her fan base would connect well with the kind of music that I'm doing. It's not really like pop, but it's not really country. It's just kind of like a cool mix. I feel like they'd like that. So yeah, that's probably Rihanna if I had to pick one. If I had to pick an artist of all time, it'd be John Mayer or Ed Sheeran probably. Those are my two faves. They're pretty cool. Just on Twitter. If I have any fans, or if I have any advice for my fans that are going through rough times in their lives, what would the advice be, and why would you give that advice? So my advice would just be like, keep your head up, stay strong. There's always somebody out there that cares for you. The reason for giving this advice is I've been through tough times before, like I've been through times where I'm like, oh my gosh, like especially on boy band, like I didn't see my family, I didn't see my friends, didn't see my dogs. I wasn't in Indiana like where I knew anything. Like I was in a complete different place in my life. It was like Los Angeles compared to Indiana is completely different. And I was like, man, this is like, I got a bunch of anxiety from being there and like not knowing like what to do. But yeah, that's why I'm giving that advice, because I've been through those kind of things. From Sierra Brock on Twitter, what do you think of this edit? And were you nervous when performing? If so, how did you get rid of the nerves? Yeah, I actually love the edit. It's really cool. Thank you so much, Sierra. I really appreciate it. And when I'm performing, it just kind of depends. Sometimes you get nervous, sometimes you don't. It just all depends on the crowd, who's watching. If it's your family or friends, not really. But if it's other people in the music industry, then yeah. Because you're kind of like, okay, I have to do well, otherwise they'll think down of me, and you don't want that. But on boy band, like, no, I was like excited to be on the stage. Like that was like my favorite part of the week. I mean, even like that was my favorite part, even like more than hanging out with the guys, is being able to get up on the stage and be there with the guys performing, and all the fans out there, and it was just a lot of fun. I really, really, really looked forward to Performance Day on Boy Band. So, all right, guys, that is a wrap up of #AskAndrew Part 4. You guys can check me out on Instagram. It's Andrew Butcher. Twitter, it's Andrew Butcher. Facebook, it's Andrew Butcher. You guys can check out my website. You guys can buy my song, You Were There. You guys can buy my Christmas song, Grown Up Christmas List. And I will see you guys soon. Stay tuned and definitely follow me for more. This is my grown up